Hi everyone, welcome back to Beach Angel Tarot. I'm here to do the full moon in Taurus reading for October 31st, 2020. And this is like I said, the Taurus full moon. It is Halloween. It is called the Hunter's Moon, and it's also the time change. So there's a lot of energies happening right on the 31st this year. It's Halloween, full moon, Hunter's Moon, time change. I'm probably forgetting something. It felt like there was a lot. However, we are going to be looking at the energies and see what comes up. On my new moon, I was guided to this deck because of the blue moon imagery on the front. So I pulled from here on that one, what's going to occur by this time frame. So you may want to catch that reading. But I'm going to be using this deck again because of the blue moon on it. Same thing, and see what message this blue moon is bringing for us. And I'm going to also use this Halloween deck by Stacey DeMarco. I think it's just called the Halloween Oracle. Since it's Halloween and the blue moon, I'm going to be using these two decks for messages from the moon. And then we're going to be doing my spread, which I tweaked a little bit because this is a very special full moon and special time. And I'm going to be using different decks, so it's not going to be one deck throughout the entire reading. As you can see, I'm in my new space. I'm excited to be here and set up in my new space. If you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you can catch pictures of the entire space, what's behind the camera. If that's something that interests you, you can catch those pictures there. So let's dive in and see what this moon has got to say to everyone, what energies are coming up. I'm going to start with the deck that has the blue moon. It's called the Oracle of Shapeshifters by Lucy Cavendish, for those that are interested. And we're going to see what this moon has to say, what messages want to come to us from this blue moon. God and the angels, Archangel Michael, to guide and protect our time and space together. It has been some crazy energies lately, so I was like, wow. So focusing on everyone, law of attraction, for those that are going to be guided to this video. What message is this? Okay, I see it. It was like stuck out there. This is the one, and it is, oh my gosh. I'm not even kidding. That was funny. I'm going to look at the undercurrent too. Oh gosh, there's so many here. Raised by wolves, you belong. Oh, we are in 10. 10 is like the Wheel of Fortune. And October too. So I'm just going to set that one like over here. I wanted to take note of it because they told me to look at the bottom. So wolf packs, wolves are, I don't want to get into that. They have different energies, but it's funny that we pulled the same card that I pulled. That was the card that came out in. That was the card that came out in the new moon reading. So it's interesting that it returns, and it talks about. It says childhood treasures resurface 15. Now this can be people. This can be memories. This can be family. It can be all kind of energies. But I'm gonna just take a peek. And what number was it? It was number 15, which is the Devil in Tarot. Oh gosh. So the same energy from new moon is coming up here again. And I'm getting a sense from you belong. It's like this is a sense of the past, like Six of Cups, like how the past fits into, like where the past belongs now in the present. A sense of belonging, but past energy belonging. And I've been getting a big vibe lately of past life energy. I don't know if it's, I think for myself personally, it's because of where I'm returning here into Florida. I feel like I may have, had past lives here or something. There's a sense of familiarity. My soul, my heart is the happiest here in this space. So it's that past energy and how it fits into the present. How do you, like for me, I love it here, but it's like I was raised, this says raised by wolves. I was raised somewhere else. So how do I belong here in this community? How do I fit in? So that would be my personal example of this energy. But for everyone else, it could be different. It could be a person returning to your life. It could be a person from a past life that you meet and it feels familiar. How do you fit together now in this life? Figuring that out. Who are you in this life? I was raised differently, or the energy feels different, you know, and how you were brought up and coming together. So like I said, for everybody, this is going to be different. For me, it's a place. For others, it can be people, that kind of thing. So 15. But there was some interesting messages with this one. Oh, I know what was going on with this card too. It was that song. Before I did that reading, a few days before I did that reading, I had this song, this Journey, Faithfully. I'm pretty sure it's by Journey, the group Journey, and it was called Faithfully. And when I was reading this card in that new moon reading, I'll put a link to the new moon reading below so you know what I'm talking about. Something it said. It says, these fascinating, quirky familiars arrive to ask you to pay attention to the beautiful treasures buried in your memory, even in reality, suffocating in old chests and stuffed away in drawers. It is time to rediscover something discarded. And when I said rediscover, it triggered that memory of the song coming, because it came to me, I think, when I was trying to go to sleep, and it was playing over and over, and I kept hearing it. And so when I read that word, to rediscover something discarded, rediscovering you, girl, is the lyric in that song. So it can be connecting to somebody from the past and rediscovering each other. Again, a sense of familiarity, because there may have been a connection in a past life if it's something that you believe in, or there's just a sense of familiarity, like, how do I know you? Rediscovering that sense of familiarity within each other. But the song Journey is coming up here again because of that. And when you reclaim it and its worth, you can either keep it, share it, give it away, or recreate something from it. It says it's time to rediscover something discarded, and when you reclaim it and its worth, you can either keep it, share it, give it away, or recreate something from it. But you must touch it, feel it, know it again. You are being reminded by the ancient ones that childhood friends know your ancient history. They know your ancient history. So again, there's that sense of knowing you from ancient energy, as would be past lives again. So maybe having had shared DNA, or maybe have had, kids together or something, and you remember that energy within each other. Reconnecting with them can reawaken potentials that you have shut down for some time. So this is meeting someone. Again, this can be an event, this can be a person, this can be a place. Reconnecting with those energies can create an awakening, because it says reconnecting with them can reawaken potentials that you have shut down for some time. Your talents and imaginings of your younger days can be revisited and even restored. So your younger days can be like abilities from past lives can be retriggered. An awakening can be happening for you because you're reconnecting with something from your past. And it can even be a memory within yourself. Something gets triggered and you go, wow. And that creates an awakening. Events and people we meet, things that we encounter can trigger or spark. My friend likes to use the word spark instead of using triggered, because triggered, brings up the energy of it being a negative. This is not all triggers are negative. So let's say spark, because I loved her word. It sparks that energy within us to create an awakening. It starts an awakening of our spiritual, for spiritually. It says your talents and imaginings of your younger days can be revisited and even restored. Such jewels and wonders await you, and they are all mementos of the past. They do not wish you to wallow or stagnate in the past, but to bring something that is well worth reviving into the present moment. Do this, and they will send you so many messages to share their joy and happiness with you. All little moments of good luck that once experienced make you feel so blessed and delighted to have claimed your own very sacred everyday history. So again, there is a sparking of a remembrance within you, just within yourself. Maybe it can even come in a dream, or you encounter someone, you encounter a place, you encounter an event that triggers a past ancient energy within you and can start and can spark and like a spiritual awakening. So that's what this moon is wanting to tell us. It's a repetition of the new moon reading that I did. This same card came out, and we are sensing and seeing where we belong. How does that all fit into our now, into our present moment, and where we're headed? And so it may be like I'm feeling like a piece of a puzzle, like, oh, I get it now. This is what I'm meant to be doing, and it's like an awakening, like an aha type of moment that it triggers. So very interesting. Let's see what the Halloween card is. So what message the Halloween energy wants to bring for the 31st, for this full moon in Taurus. And we're going to move forward in the reading because oh my gosh, my technology, my phone, my memory. Oh, love. I love it. This is so lovely. The witch. The witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. So the energy here is of just that. I don't have the booklet on this one, so I don't think these have numbers either. The word earthly weaver of the worlds. Kind of very much to me, this energy, of course, has been also another energy, you know, that's been with me for a while, but it has been, and I'm looking at the bottom and the top. The bottom and the top is ancestors and winter, this sacredness of pausing and ancestor energy. For some reason, I just wanted to take a look at those. Again, there's that sense of DNA, you know, having connection with someone that has been frozen. This is feeling like a frozen in time situation. You know what this feels like? Like, what do they call that? People that pass away and they get frozen, and then it like thawing out. So there's something thawing out with a past lineage or line of energy coming up. I don't want to go too deep in that, but it is kind of bringing that up. It could be something that comes up this winter too, that is, you know, heated up again. You know, the fire would melt the winter energy. It would thaw that out for that connection, and that's starting to grow again. You can see it starting to grow. It's like almost feels like a petri dish to me for some reason, and then you kind of take it out of the freezer, and then so maybe for some this is about fertility and, you know, freezing embryos or whatever. This is feeling like really deep in its energetic, you know, it's the way it's coming to me. But just for the shortness of the message, you know, however that may apply to you, there has been a thawing or a freezing of, like a frozen in time that is going to be, you know, thawed out coming forward. From the past, it's re-emerging. This energy that was growing in the past and got frozen, again, whether between you and a person, you and a place, and, you know, something that's important for your life to resume. It's going to resume now. It's going to unthaw and resume growing for you and within you. It's time. It's like a spark instead of trigger. It's sparked now for that growth, and something within you is creating that, the witch within you. And we are more powerful than we think. So there's that energy coming up, sparked within yourself for that, you know, thawing out of energy so it can start to grow again within you. So I'm going to move forward. But this too is a card of, like I was saying, the Queen of Wands. I don't want to rush through that message, but it's the Queen of Wands. It's very passionate, very fiery, of course, very confident in their abilities. Charismatic is a word. So anything that could connect with the Queen of Wands. So I'm going to use a few different decks to do the reading, and I'm going to start the reading with, the first prompt is what has grown since the last new moon, and we see the energies have stayed the same when we pull the dinosaur friends, and we've added to it, and we can see now, it's funny, there's a leaf on this card of frozen, like this has felt like something has been frozen and not able to grow, and now it is being thawed out. Something from within us is thawing it out, and it's time now. The time that is now is triggered, sparked for it to regrow. But she has leaves in her hair, and so this is something where something within you is like where you belong, how you belong into the mix of it in the present time. So what has grown since the last new moon is going to come from, oh gosh, I got my decks everywhere. Oh, it's going to come from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. For those that are interested in what deck I'm using, I don't want to be leaving people questioning. So it's the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I'm going to be using this for the first one, which is what has grown since the last new moon. And we see we're still on point with the energies. What has grown? What else has grown from the new moon in the middle of the month? And that was the Libra. I think that was Libra. It was a rebalancing, and I think I felt a bit of the Tower energy too, like a sudden change, a sudden shift, if I remember that reading correctly. And you may want to catch my witches read too, because the witch came out, and I just bought a book called The Witch, and just very deep into this energy is connecting with Hecate, or I'm not quite sure how to pronounce her name. I may be butchering that. Been connecting with her too, so there's more of that witch energy, the crone energy. So I feel it's this one doing what the other one is doing, and I'm pulling it. And so what has grown is our focus. Wow, look at that clarity. Third eye is a butterfly transformation of the third eye, a lot of clarity, a seeing clearly. 14 is the Temperance card in the tarot. And just wanted to see, this is where I get like, wow, I have things here, there, and everywhere. Oh, I see it, finally. That's okay. I am going to read, but it's obvious. This is like an Ace of Swords. Very clear. Her eyes are closed. So sometimes we see more, when we take time out to shut out the outside world, we see more of where we're headed. We can see more with our third eye. So a lot of sharpening of the third eye energy. What has grown is our focus for where we're headed and what we want in our lives and our clarity. I'm going to read a little bit. I have a laser-like focus that serves me well. Because placing our undivided focus on something means we are more likely to take action on it. We are more likely to finish something we wish to complete if we focus on it. We are more likely to plan and succeed in our achievements should we take the time to focus on how. Even something as simple as eating a meal is more enjoyable if we take time to focus on it, eating it, and all of its savory rewards. What hinders this is diversion, and it is often diversions we set for ourselves or that we allow. When we are afraid of our own growth or greatness, we may procrastinate. We may place drama in our own way. We may even focus on everyone except for ourselves and never have time to do things we set for ourselves. Our heart's desires therefore never come to us. We may allow the opinions of others to get in our way, letting the criticism and values of others affect us. This is useless. We need to forget about or gossip or opinions of others. So you're very single-mindedly focused on your inner flame. What lights you up, what excites you. You're shutting out the outside opinions and chatter of the outside world. And your third eye there's a third eye transformation happening. This is what has grown and is growing since the last new moon. Where am I now in the light of this moon? And I'm going to use the Sacred Travelers to get this one. Where are we now in the light of this moon? It's this one, doing the same thing. Reflect and redirect your energy is exactly what we were just talking about. You're pausing. This feels like a pause in preparation. And we are here in the fall season with the squirrel in preparation. So you kind of hit the pause button a bit to reflect and redirect your energy with a very laser-like focus is what we were talking about here. So you're learning to direct your thoughts, close out the outside chatter and interference so you can manifest something very directly. So you're in that stage, you're in that pause. It's like an impasse. You may be at an impasse with others. It's feeling very, again, Hecate and its energy of, or her energy of crossroads. When we see impasse, I instantly feel like uncertain which way to go. So I'm just pausing to see which road I'm going to say. Even though it's not showing a crossroad here, I get that sense from that word and the energies I've been connecting with. So I'm going to read a little bit from the booklet, but that's where we are right now. We're just kind of at that crossroads, and we are inner focused on where we want to go, which way we want to go. And we have to pause to do that. It says turning back isn't necessarily a failure. Sometimes it's the wisest thing you can do. If there is an area in your life where there's an impasse, the universe is telling you to use this time to reflect and redirect your energy in another way. Wisdom is knowing when to turn back, turn around, to back down, turn around, and then let it go. There are times in life to break through barriers, and there are times to change direction. This is an area of your life. There is an area of your life regarding relationships, business, finance, health, or your life path that needs to be reevaluated. Perhaps a new route is needed. If you reach an impasse in life, instead of protesting that it's unfair or unwarranted, change your course. Do it quickly and easily. Instead of focusing on what's not working, focus on what can work and what steps are needed to create an outcome. So that is exactly going with this. You're focusing on what's going to work for you, which way you want to go. You're pausing to reflect on that before making. It's like, to me, it's an energy of, instead of reacting, you're not reacting. You're not like knee-jerk reacting. You're kind of just like, okay, wait a minute, let me step back, take a step back here. You know, if this isn't working, why is it not working? You're reflecting, and you're kind of getting very clear energetically. So those are very much going together. What gets illuminated, and I'm going to go back to this deck that I used for the first one. What gets illuminated, what has been hidden on our path. So this moon's going to illuminate something for us that we haven't been able to see on our path. It may help us with this directional, and it's very much this one, and it is discernment. 10 again. And this felt heartfelt because it's right in her heart center. You belong. Discernment. Discernment can be about needing to kind of be secretive, but it can also be very discerning about where you belong. Who do you belong with? Who should be around you? Who has earned the right to be around us? Is kind of the feeling. I'm kind of getting this confused swirl here. Like, who has the right to be around me? Who is my pack? These two are very much going together. I don't think I even need to read it because these two are going together. What has been hidden is who earns the right to be with us? Who's traveling forward? You're discerning this for yourself. So you may like push the pause button on a lot of relationships and people and energies and just say, wait a minute, let me clear this out. It's like a food allergy. You have to eliminate a bunch of foods and then start incorporating them back in. There is discernment about who belongs with me and who do I belong with. And so who am I going to surround myself with moving forward? Who are the loyal friends? Who is the pack? Who has my back? You're being very discerning, or we are being very discerning about that at this time. So that's what's going to get illuminated is your pack members, where you belong, who belongs with you. Okay, that's what this moon is going to illuminate for us. The next one is what is going to be healed, and I'm going to use the healing deck. What this moon will heal for us. It says, I wrote it released/healed, but I feel like it's going to release, not an illness, but something that is in unhealthy energy. What is going to, what's going to be healed in regards to it. So we're going to look at it in that aspect. Sadness. 5. The beginning one, the top. They told me to look at the top and the bottom. And again, the sexual energy. It came up in the new moon, I'm pretty sure. Sexual arts, self-love. Self-love, 24 and 33. So these numbers, 5, 33, and 24 could be important. However, I'm just going to set these down here. It's going to heal how we love ourselves. And it's going to heal our sacral chakra. It's going to heal sexual energy. It could be also creativity, creation, the womb, how we create. It's going to clear that chakra out. It's going to clear that womb space out. And it's going to return us to our full happiness. There is a sense here of the sadness being healed. So anything that has got you down, anything that has got you depressed, if we have surrounded ourselves with people that are not loyal, and that people that take from us and don't return and they don't give, it can drain us. And if we have partners in our lives that we don't trust, it's hard to have that sexual energy be supported, right? If we don't love ourselves, it's easy to fall into this energy, because then we can become victims to codependency and all these energies. So these feel very tied, all three of them in combination. So I love how that came out like that. But there is a change to this. So happiness returns. Anytime, anywhere where you're feeling this down, sad energy, happiness returns. And I'm going to take a peek at the 5 because they're telling me to. Fake smile. Yet sadness can open the door to the heart and help you access compassion. So heart opening says, yet sadness can open the door to your heart and help you access compassion. You can truly allow yourself to cry and feel sorrow over a loss of a loved one, a lost opportunity, a broken heart, or friendship that's ended. You cleanse your soul and allow your heart to heal. Be willing to let go of cold walls of protection you have created and make you feel empty and sick. You don't need to get lost in your emotions. Just give yourself time to feel them and let them move through your whole being, cleansing and purifying your heart and mind, body, and soul. So there is a wall of protection around your heart. So heart chakra healing, a wall of protection is going to be removed. Okay, so then you can embody more self-love, and you can express yourself. You know, the sacral chakra is also about expression. You can express yourself and receive that sacral chakra energy of, you know, say sexual pleasures, pleasures of life. It doesn't have to be sexual in an orientation. It doesn't have to be with a partner. It can be allowing yourself to receive the pleasures of life. Keeping sexual, bringing more light into your sexuality. Being sexually alive is an art form. Very few people truly understand. Sex energy only occurs when there's sexual polarity. Everyone has both feminine and masculine qualities to gift each other. The only time there is sexual spark is when one person is embodying more of the masculine and the other is embodying more of the feminine. The masculine is the unchanging witness, presence, direction, decision making, trying to bring everything to closure and consciousness itself. The feminine is change, light force, light flowing movement, mother nature, emotions. Do not buy into the myth that sexual attraction eventually dies in a long-term relationship. Sexual polarity is an art that takes practice, and it can also be subtle, so subtle that it and lasts a lifetime if you are constantly reinventing your gifts and using an open heart. So to experience this, and I'm sure this probably says the same, to experience this in its healthiest form, open heart. And so this wall that has been put up to protect the heart is coming down, so you can experience this. And it doesn't have to go away. It doesn't have to be something that fades over time. If practiced, it's an art form. If practiced correctly and with an open heart to give and to receive, it can continue on. And so this is coming down around us so we can have that in relationship and partnership and in our connection and interaction with life itself, because life itself is pleasurable. But if you are guarded against life, just like you're guarded against a partner, you're not going to experience it that way. You're not going to experience life as pleasurable. And so then you cannot fully embody that self-love. And that self-love, it's kind of like a back and forth, like a, goes this way and it goes that way. So very interesting how these are all tying together. So that is what is being healed, and it's following to this sexual energy has come up before, and so we're tying it together here. So that wall around the heart is coming down, so we can have an open heart, so we can fully experience this energy with a partner and with life itself. So the next one and the last one is, what blessing will this moon bring? As if this isn't enough. These are all very beautiful energies. So what blessing will this moon bring? And I like to say it's the Taurus moon. So this blessing will come to us over the next 6 months. It'll come by the Taurus time frame, which will be April. I guess that's 6 months. I think that's how that works. And maybe we'll look at all three again. I don't know where we're going to go with this. So the blessing or blessings this moon's going to bring in by the, there it is. That's kind of funny. And I am gonna look at all of them. Blessing on our creativity, which is sacral chakra. So it's creating, co-creating. It could be anything that chakra embodies. Blessing on our boundaries. 33. That's kind of funny. Blessing on our boundaries, and both of these are 33. And it can be the boundary that we set up so we can't encounter that. You know, she's carrying this sword. So it can be bringing a balance. I mean, if you have too much boundary up, you can't experience it. So these are very much going together. This 33. So it's not to say to put up a bigger boundary. It's to really look at the boundary you have set up around your heart so you cannot experience that. And the undercurrent was a blessing of forgiveness, 31. And this is forgiveness of the self as well as other people. Very Christ energy as well too. So we're going to be going over the holiday season of Christ's birth. So that energy is coming up, forgiveness of our sins, and forgiveness of self is very much coming forward as well. So interesting how we see all these tying together. And like I said, 19. Oh, 19 is the sun card too. So there's illumination again. That feeling that came from the focus card in the very beginning. She was very, very much illuminated there, lit up. So 19, I'm just going to read a little bit. Blessing to stoke the fires of your creative soul, to bring to birth the dreams that lie within you. Sort of like the witch at the beginning, that fire energy. Fires of your creative soul. To bring to birth the dreams that lie in wait within you. A blessing to charge up your gifts so that they can be seen and shine within the world. And that was the feeling that this may spark ancient wisdom within you too, so that you can your abilities, it's like a spiritual awakening, and then within that spiritual awakening your abilities would strengthen as well. So these are all very much tied together. Creativity is a blessing given to all. Yours is natural to you as you're breathing. It is said that some are more creative than others, but for you this gift is lying in wait now, and it is for you to bring it to the dedication and attention so it can arise from its sleep and awaken into the world. Again, an awakening. Because you have creative gifts, the gift of thinking in a new way, seeing things differently, telling a story through clay or wood or gems or wood or paint, and in the telling of a story, holding up a mirror, holding up a mirror up to our existence, saying, see, this is the truth of who we are. Creativity is the act of making something and letting it have life. To be the creator, it is to connect strongly with the divine, for you bring forth into the world that which is unseen until you imagined it. Says, be creative, live creatively, shake off inertia and habit, and make it your whole life an art. So very beautiful energies, and I love how these all tie together. So hopefully everyone has enjoyed the reading, and I hope you have an amazing October 31st, because it is full of a lot of changeable energies, being all these different things on that very same day. So I will be back soon for my Yummy Eye. I am going to wait probably till after the full moon to do that reading. So I'll be back around between the 2nd and 3rd of November with Yummy Eye's November reading. So angel blessings to everyone. Oceans of love. Happy Halloween. Happy full moon in Taurus.